Foxhole in, I guess, right?
Well,
or that was the Foxhole one.
That was the Foxhole one.
This Amateur Radio Roundtable is brought to you in part by ICOM America. All right, guys, welcome. You are watching Amateur Radio Roundtable. I'm Tom Medlin, W5KUB, and we're glad to have you tonight. If you're listening out there on the International Shortwave Station on WBCQ on 5130, if you've got internet access, you can watch the show and you can get in the chat room and actually communicate with us. And send us an email to tom@w5kub.com and let us know, where you are and how you're hearing the shortwave station. So today is, middle of October already. October 15th, I think, is the date. And we got a good show lined up for you tonight. Let me just also mention, everybody, if you have not joined the Facebook group, join our webcast Facebook group. It's called W5KUB, and we've got about 8,000 hams in it. We're a little under 8,000. We had 8,000 about a month ago, and then Facebook cleaned them out. So we went down to about 7,900 and something. But we're approaching the 8,000 again, so we're almost there. Help us spread the word about it. Join our Facebook group, and we're glad you're with us on Tuesday nights, and also join our 40-meter net on Tuesday nights on 7180. We start about 5:30 and usually go to about 6:30 at night. We're going to get started with the show here. We may open the phone lines a little later in the show tonight, but we're so happy to have Katie back with us. Let me see if I can bring Katie in. Katie, how you been doing, Katie? That don't look good. Let's see. That doesn't look too good.
Almost.
There. Yeah, how's that? Is that better, Katie? Is that better right there?
Oh. Hey, there I am.
There you are, right there. I'll tell you what, maybe I can jump up here in the top like this. That'll work right there. So hey, already everybody's commenting about you on the in the chat room, and I'm thinking we're gonna have to rename the show. Actually, I've been fighting that for a couple of weeks now, but we're gonna try to stick with the Amateur Radio Roundtable. But you guys just keep tuning in, and Katie is gonna surprise you every week or two. I bet you.
With a new hair color.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks really good there, Katie.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Katie, you been out to any ham things here lately, or you been traveling any?
Haven't been traveling much. I was in Milwaukee a couple weeks ago, which we did a little segment on for the HRO Superfest, and we had I was a net control for our net this past Sunday. Did a trade-off with one of the other net controls because a couple of weeks we're going. I got a nephew who's getting married, so I won't be home for his wedding. And I'm also on the planning committee for the Rocky Mountain Divisions Convention, which is going to be next August. So we're already planning for that one, and just sat in on thankfully for technology, I can sit in on a meeting via Zoom with all the gang down in Colorado and can see everybody in their room. And then there's a handful of us that are called in, on the Zoom, on the video camera, just like this, and working out our budget and location and picking which group's going to sign the contracts, all the nitty gritty unfun stuff, but it all has to be done. And so looking forward to having our division convention down in Denver next year. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So a lot of my hammy stuff lately has been kind of like administrative things. So yeah. Maybe when we get off here, I'll go hop on the radio, depending on what kind of stuff Dwayne's digging up over there.
Are you going to any Hamfest in the future? You think you'll make it to Orlando or anything like that?
Oh yeah, we're definitely Orlando is on the list, and been working with my bosses to get some new equipment to help with my video production when I'm doing some live segments down there, and looking forward to getting trained up and improving on how we're doing the videos, and doing some other segments that I can use after the fact. And so I'm looking forward to that. I've been actually kind of immersing myself in a lot of video courses this past couple weeks, and really learning a lot of new things and getting kind of freshened up on a few other things. And it's you're never too old to learn, and it's actually been kind of fun and exciting to delve into that kind of feeling of a student again and figuring out what the heck I'm doing. And some of it seems like it's so easy. I mean, I can certainly talk without much of a problem, as you guys know, but sometimes the technical stuff gets a little away from you, and nowadays it changes so frequently. So so that's what's coming up shortly. So between now and then, I'll be probably visiting a store or two and testing some things out, and so I'll let people know when I'm going to be visiting somewhere. It should be a lot of fun. And other than that, I think February will be the next ham-related trip for sure.
Yeah, that's Orlando. I don't think we'll be going back down here. This is a long ways for us from here,
Oh yeah, but for us, it's
ways.
For me particularly, having a job that I have to go to Florida in February, coming from Wyoming, oh shucks, I guess I'll go.
Yeah. Well, and hey, it won't be many months after that, February, March, April. Man, Hamvention is going to roll around again, and I'm sure you'll be there, right? You always make that, right?
Well, and it goes so fast. I mean, it's already October 15th.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just mind blowing. And our kids just had their 1-year wedding anniversary earlier this month, and our granddaughter's going to be a year old in another month. And I hit the big 5-0 at the end of the year, so this has been a fun year of lots of big changes. So.
Oh wow! All right.
So maybe if we're home, I might do my usual birthday QSO party, but we'll see. Haven't made any plans yet.
Well, that'd be cool. Okay. Well, we may not see you until Dayton. But I don't think we're gonna make Orlando. I've got a couple free Orlando tickets. We might just give out on the show, one night.
Hey, there you go. Yeah.
I'll probably set it up special or something. People can email me if they're interested in Orlando tickets, because I don't want to just give them to somebody, randomly that's not going to go. So
right.
We'll
that totally makes sense.
Yeah,
for sure.
We'll do that.
It'd be nice. I mean, you guys had a good excuse last year because you kind of continued on and went on vacation after going to the Ham Fest, right?
We jumped on a cruise ship and took a week down in the Caribbean. We kind of made it, just going to Ham Fest really wasn't worth the trip, but so we kind of made it kind of a combination trip, and it worked out really well for us. Yeah.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah. Well, look, hey, I know it's been a while. Some people sent some shack pictures in here. We're going to try to do some shack pictures tonight. So we're going to try to do it a little differently tonight. Katie's going to try to pull them up on Facebook and talk about them. Instead of the old way I used to do it, where it took me about 2 hours to organize the pictures and to put the text on them and put them in order and all that stuff. So we're going to try something a little different. And Katie has already said if you have not added a description in there, she's going to make up something. She will make it up.
For sure. So.
And there's a few in there that there's a few that don't have descriptions. So we're going to make stuff up. All
right. So let me do a screen share here, and we're trying this little new. It's Tom has previously put a lot of time and effort to create this segment for the Show Your Shack, and he's got other things he'd do as well. And so we thought, well, let's see if we can do it this way and maybe make life a little bit easier for him. So we're gonna pop over here, and all right, so. Starting with our shack pictures, and it looks like, and just bear with me, guys, while we make everything work just a little bit slower. So this is Keith Black. He is Whiskey Delta 4 Papa Tango Juliet. He's from Trenton, Tennessee, and behind him you can see his Kenwood TS 850s. He's got a TS 440S. Those are both Kenwood rigs. He's also got the MFJ 9030 30-meter QRP rig. And then for his VHF and UHF, he's got the Kenwood TM Gulf 707. I don't think I know that one. That might be an older one. I'm not familiar with that. And he's using a microphone from Kenwood, the MC60, and he's got a Chinese Army straight key for his paddle. That's kind of interesting and cool. So thanks so much for sending that one in, Keith. I don't know if anybody else spots anything else in there that they want to add to, but let's see here. Where's I blew up my screen so I could see it better, and I lost my scroll. There we go. Okay. Oh, Ryan. I know Ryan. Ryan is KC0QNB, and he's from Nebraska. Oh, I just got dive bombed by a fly in the shack here. Well, let's get the shack kitty going. Oops, that's not the right one. What happened? Technical difficulties. Sorry, folks. Escape. I think I just want to go back.
Yeah, there should be an X right up there on your page.
Yeah, I'm trying to... Oh, wait a minute. I know. That's probably the problem. Aha, there we go.
Okay. Let's try the second picture.
Yeah, that's where I was. I thought I clicked on it for Ryan. Do we have any other stuff open on the internet around here? Make sure we turn things off so we wouldn't... There we go. All right. Yeah. Let's get back to...
All right.
Let's see if I can get Ryan's picture open here. He's got a pretty kitty in the front. Wow. There we go. Ta-da! There we go.
That's going to start. I think you got it.
It looks like our Buttercup. That's Mimi. She's about 3 years old, and she looks kind of like our Buttercup, although she's probably about 10 pounds lighter than Buttercup. So Ryan, again, is KC0QNB out of Gothenburg, Nebraska, and he's running the Yaesu 2980R. He's also got the Kenwood TS430 SAT. And he's using the AT250 tuner. He's feeding up an 80 to 10 trap dipole about 150 feet away from the shack. Hey, not bad. And so, again, that's his shack kitty, Mimi, who keeps him company while he's working the radio. Thanks, Ryan. I see Ryan on Facebook quite a bit. And here we go. Oh, here's the Deers group, the KD8 November Oscar Mike. That's the Dresden Elementary Amateur Radio Group. These guys are on Twitter quite a bit, so if you follow them, you can just look for Deers on Twitter, and they regularly post updates about what they're doing in their ham club and activities. And as you can see, they got a nice sized group of kids that are radioactive, and they're a lot of fun, and I've been able to work a couple of them along the way. So if you ever see a post about them, make sure you get on the air, because those kids are working hard to make some contacts. So here's Mark, Kilo 4 Mike Golf Whiskey. I'm pulling up his picture, and Mark is, let's see, oh, there we go.
Goodness.
Oh, wow, he's awfully neat and clean. He's got the FT897 with the LDG AT897 Plus, and on the scope there, you see on the right, it says it's I'm not sure if I pronounced this correctly, Rigol or Regal, RIGOL. It's a DSA 815TG. He says he has other equipment, but they're in the process of getting ready to move again. So
yeah, it's a cool scope.
But pretty neat setup there. That's a nice looking scope too. Wow. Oh, scoop. Yes. All right, and let's see. Moving on down the page. I don't think so. No, I had to. Don't make me do that. I did. I missed chips. Okay. November 3, Bravo, Mike Bravo X-Ray. Sorry, I didn't mean to bust your call. This is Chip Bauer from Scranton, Pennsylvania. He's got the Yaesu 450D with the LDG YT 1200 auto tuner. He's also got the Yaesu FTM 3200D. And then he's got a couple of handhelds. He's got an ICOM and a Baofeng handheld. So looks like he's found a nice corner in the living room. I really like that desk, actually. That's pretty nice. But keeping it nice and neat. And thanks for sending those in, Chip. Those look good. Looks nice in there. All right. So there we go. I see. I'm trying to go too fast and my computer's not catching up, so I'll just be a little more patient. All right, our next shack today is from Mark Roberts. He is Kilo 5 Kilo mic radio, and he's running an ICOM 9700, which you can see over on the right side. There's a Tech Power 30 amp power supply and the Daiwa CN501V meter. And then he's also got the ICOM 7300 on the left side. As you can see, they look very much alike, and they pair together quite nicely.
Is that about a 50-inch monitor back there, or is that wallpaper?
It sure looks like it. We can see Mark and the reflection taking the picture.
All right.
Sorry, I had to grab a quick sip of water there. He's using the Daiwa CN501H meter, and looks like he's running his logging on a MacBook Pro. He's using the Heil PR781 mic on the boom and shock mount. Oh, he says it's a 55-inch Samsung TV.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got an Anytone 878 for an HT. And he's also got an ICOM 7100 with an inside antenna for bad weather. So that is really a slick setup there, Mark. Very nice. I'm guessing he must be down south with a 5 call sign, but you never know these days.
Nope.
Can't guarantee that. All right. Now we got Rick, November 3, Hotel India Alpha in Baltimore, Maryland. We got a lot of stuff in his shack here. Check this out. Oh, there we go. He's HF primarily using his 756 Pro 3, which is an ICOM, and that's actually what's sitting here on my side of the shack right next to me. So it's a nice radio. He's using the 811A amplifier, and he's also got his TS940. He's calling it the Old Faithful backup. And he's using D-Star and his ICOM 9700, and then he's getting on the Fusion with a C4 FM with a 400 DXR, and then he's got a TM631 for 220. So and obviously there's even more stuff in the shack, but he's got quite the setup in there. That is pretty cool. There's another shot here. Let's see what else, if that's the same or... Oh, it's just a little closer up shot of some of his radios. It's got the Ameritron amp over there, and there's the Astron power supply. Those are one of those big ones where it looks like it sets into a rack mount. Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty cool. All right. Let's see. Move along. Thanks for sending that in, Rick. All right. Now, Bill... He is Kilo Hotel 6, India. He's calling this his minimalist station. He's got his antenna is end-fed 130 feet, about 15 feet above the ground. He's using RG2213U coax feed line because of restrictions of where he is. But he's running an ICOM 7300 using the Astron RS35M power supply. He's also got the MFJ 998 tuner. And using a Heil microphone, and also that MFJ 1025 noise reducer, and running 100 watts. And he also uses a Raspberry Pi to do some custom coding or run some remote from his iPhone. And so that's pretty cool. I'll just show you his little Pi setup that he created for his remote work. That always blows my mind, how you can do stuff with those little tiny computers and setting up for remote stuff. Just so fun. All right, let's see. Bud, let's see. N0KBS. This is Bud Stewart, and he is in St. Peters, Missouri, and he has got an ICOM 756 Pro 2, the ICOM 821, an ICR 8500. I believe that's the receiver, and an IC229H. So it looks like he's primarily running some ICOM rigs in there. And a variety of other things in the shack, which we could spend quite a while picking out, but we won't do that tonight because we got to hear about what's happening down in Stone Mountain. Yeah. All right, let's see. Hotel. We got a DX here in the shack pictures today. Give me a second here. We've got Santiago in Hotel India 8, Sugar Mike X-Ray, and here is Santiago in his shack. In Costa Rica. All right. He is running an ICOM 7300 and using an ICOM power supply and the ICOM speaker. The 2820 with the Samlex power supply. And he's using his rotor control box, the DCU1, and the LDG 100 antenna tuner. So he's actually in Santo Domingo. So very nice. Thank you for sending it in from Santo Domingo. It's always fun when we get some DX in here.
Oh, yeah.
Good to know that people outside of the area are watching us.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. All right, let's see what Mark's got for us. Oh, now we're going up above to Canada in VE land. Here's Mark with he's VE3 Lima Juliet Queen / Victor Alpha 3 Mike Yankee Charlie. And in his Superman run shack, he's got a TS 440S from Kenwood with an LDG Z100 Plus auto tuner. And he's also got a Heath kit in his shack, the HM102. And he's got an SWR power meter that he uses for HF nets, rag chewing, and DX. And he says next to that, he's got his AA42 1230 30 amp power supply. And he's also got a Drake MS4 speaker, along with the Asden PCS 600H 2-meter rig with the power supply, which is a SEC 1212. And he says he does do some contesting, and he uses a little QRP. He does QRP contesting, and he uses the 1010 Argonaut 2 along with an AEA AT 300 tuner. So very nice. He's got a lot going on in that little corner of his. But doesn't matter how big your shack is. Just get on the air and have some fun. Okay, now we're moving along into 7 land with Dean Holton, November 7 X-Ray Sierra. He's got the ICOM 7600, the ICOM 9700, the is that an AI 80B amp. He's got the Palstar AT2K amplifier. That's pretty nice. And he's got a 160-meter loop at 100 feet for HF. And then he's using the Heil PR 781 in the ICOM microphones. Let me give you a quick shot of his. It's got that. Oh, that looks like the microphone I got Dwayne for Christmas one year.
Oh, yeah.
780?
Yeah, 781?
I have 780.
Oh, okay. He has a 780, he says. That was a few years ago. I can't
Well,
remember.
maybe you
what I
need
got
to
for
upgrade
Christmas.
and get him a new one.
We have so many microphones around here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, Bill. Let's see what we got. If I have any information from Bill here on his shack picture. I do not, and it looks, I can't quite figure out what his call sign is either.
Now,
I'm guessing he's down south. He's got a Mickey Mouse in there, and he might
It
be a
looks
fork
like-
call, but
it looks like I see a kryptonite paraphase thunderbolt grease slapper over there in the center. What are you seeing?
Dwayne just came zipping over. He's like, "Oh, we get to make stuff
Oh,
up."
he's got a Heathkit Google Flopper too.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Dwayne. Help us describe these. That was what, a doodle popper?
Google Flopper.
Oh, okay.
It's a German-made Heathkit.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Kind of like the Volkswagen far from pooping.
Yeah, let's see. It looks to me like he's got a little switch there in the middle, a switch between his laser-guided antennas and regular wire. Oh, what else can we see here? He's got a turquoise computer pointing instrument.
Yeah.
All right, I think we've done enough to poor Bill here. Thank you. Oh, Brett says, poppin', springin', spritzin', sparkin'. Thanks, Brett. All right, now let's see. Andy looks like he's got the right idea. VY2EKF. We met Andy at Hamvention this past year. And, far from working. That's only on Monday mornings, Jeff. He says in the chat room. I thought that was far from working. Okay, so Andy obviously enjoys having a beer while he's working some radio, and it's got a pretty easy setup there. He's Victor Yankee 2 Echo Kilo Foxtrot. I can't quite tell what's in there, but
I'm intrigued with that big brown insulator in the center.
yeah.
There.
The insulator is for him.
Yeah.
All right, and okay, here we go, catching up. We have quite a few pictures tonight. This is fun. All right, this is Dennis, Kilo 6, Kilo Radio Victor. All right, let's see, what do we got here?
Oh boy,
He's got a
he's
Flugelmeister.
going and spritz and sparking things again.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a Flugelmeister. He's got the bane of society. There's a bug there in the middle of it.
I do see a Drake a watt meter up there. I assume that's the HF one, the little right there in the center right, setting on the shelf.
Got a Delta antenna switch on the wall. Looks like a Delta 4-port.
Yeah. Very good. Thanks for sending that in, Dennis. And all right, and now here's another one from Matt. Kilo November 4, November Bravo Whiskey. And looks like he's just getting rolling in his shack. And it looks like he's got a study book for the extra manual. So go for it, Matt.
101.
Yeah, White Space 101. It looks like the little, I think that's the ICOM right there. Maybe the 7300.
Yeah.
I believe that might be the right one, but he's got a nice setup, and you know what? He's getting started, and he's got a bunch of rocket ships on the top, so that's always a good thing.
I on the top shelf here, right, I see a large ever-ready battery. It looks like
Right.
the copper top one.
The book.
Oh, the book right there. Yeah, it does kind of look like it when you look at it small. That's funny. Duracell. Do do do. All right, let's see. Hopefully, people haven't left us yet. All right. Oh, Bill popped in. He says a Helicrafters R48 speaker. Nice. Somebody else, and Glenn said he's got the Allied ISB 112 inverted sideband. All right. Well, thanks. We got guys in the chat room. Don't be afraid to pop in with some help on these. Okay, it looks like Paul has actually given us some information. So let's see here. Although I don't know, do I have his call sign? No, I'm gonna have to make up a call sign. All right. So this is Paul Lockwood. Oh, I'm sorry. He's Mike 6 Hotel Charlie uniform. So we're going across the pond, and he's got the ICOM 756 Pro, and he loves that radio. He says the only problem he has sometimes is he picks up the wrong mic and calling his ham call sign on 11 meters, and then sometimes he's calling on the ham bands using his 20 division call sign. So he says, if I got a pound for every time.
Wow.
So obviously he is enjoying multiple facets of the communications hobbies. That's super cool.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting close to the bottom here. I'm just waiting for my mouse to catch up. All right, let's see. Richard Batchel, he did not give us information from what I can see. Any thoughts? Anyone?
Got a lot of heat kit there.
Got a lot of Heath kits.
Yeah.
No, that's Yaesu.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yaesu equipment.
Yeah, it's Yaesu.
All right.
I just saw the green front from across the room.
Right.
I thought Heath kit.
Oh, okay. All right.
There is one Heathkit. It looks like a Heathkit phone patch there on the top right.
Oh, sorry, I closed it up.
That's all right.
You've got a bird watt meter in there.
All right, let's move on down to somebody who gave us some information. Oh, okay. Tex is in there. He says FT101EE. Yep, thanks, Tex. Those are all Yaesus, I guess. Yeah, everybody's popping in here with the info. Thanks, everybody. All right, so now we've got Ken. He is November 1 Whiskey Golf uniform from up in southeastern Vermont, and he says he's got the combo of both old and new in his shack. He's running the FT897D, an FT101ZD, a Collins 30L1, a Tentec Orion 2, and a Meritron AL15 tuner. He's got an Atastic 3104 desk mic and the Heil HM10 on the boom. So, and then he's using a little tiny Lenovo PC with a swing away monitor and mount, so, which helps keep space, better organized in his area. We've actually got a couple of those swing mount monitors on the other side of the shack where Dwayne's sitting, and oh yeah, mine is too. Never mind. I forgot we did that over here, and yeah, that's really handy. So if you guys are ever looking for some space-saving ideas in the shack related to your computers, getting these wall-mounted or even desk-mounted adjustable pedestals for your monitors really does save quite a bit of space, because you can just push them back out of the way when you don't need them up close to read. All right, now, here's something from our friends, the Lee family. Whiskey X-Ray 4 Tango Victor / Charlie 6 Alpha. This is when James was in the Bahamas. helping out after the hurricane.
Yeah, I think
and
that's in the tent.
in the
that he-
tent,
yeah,
yep.
that he set
There's
up,
this,
yep.
yep. You can see the solar panels out there and their go boxes. And I believe they just put together a couple more videos on hamradio.world with some of their go boxes and other items that they're putting together. But this is how James was set up when he was down helping after the hurricane.
Well, James worked very hard to get over and help those people, and he came back not feeling good. I saw a video he just published.
Yeah.
He's got the
West Nile.
West Nile virus right now. Mosquito bit him, so
It's scary stuff.
he's trying to get over that right now.
So he actually was set up right there on the airport, at the airport to assist. And again, if you search hamradio.world, you'll see a lot of their information posted between what he's put together in the videos and the kids as well. So now I have Joaquin Braun. He is Delta Hotel 5 Juliet Bravo Radio. And he's got, looks like he's a portable operator, got a nice little go box with everything. So he's got the Alt 512 QRP SDR radio. Uses the LDG Z100 auto tuner. He's got a HARI 1-4 Ballon and the LiFePO accumulator 17. I'm not sure what that means. And then he says he has a loudspeaker with an internal amplifier, which is better for use outdoors. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure where he is. Oh, Delta Hotel 5. That's German, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Germany, yeah. All right, now Malcolm, back up north, Victor Yankee 1, Foxtrot Charlie from White House in the Yukon. He's got the Yaesu FT747GX. Wow, that thing looks like it's brand new. Talk about it keeping a nice clean radio. That's pretty. Wow. Kenwood AT230 tuner, Cushcraft MA5 VA for 20 to 10, and he's got a long wire for 80 to 40, and he's got a rain gutter for a 40-meter alternative.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's really an impressively clean radio.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Looks like we got a couple more. All right, our next one is, again, across the pond. This is Stephen Austin, Mike 7 Whiskey Papa Alpha. And he's got an ICOM 720A with a Yaesu FC707 tuner, the Zatagi BV135 amplifier, and a 2-meter Kenwood TM241. He's using mics from Kenwood, MC60, and also goes on the boom. And he's got an ICOM SM5 desk mic, which is an antenna fed. He's got an antenna end fed 66 feet, and I think he's saying 80 feet. Oh, an 80-foot vertical. Wow. Let me pull that up for you guys who see that thing. I don't know how that would never stay up around here where I live.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool looking, though. That's a neat shot. All right. Of course, it's Steve Austin. I'm thinking $6 Million Man.
Yeah.
Looks like Toby works out of the back of his truck here. There's some portable operations. Maybe. Come on. All right, Toby is Kilo Echo 4, Whiskey November India, it looked like, if I saw that quickly enough. So this must be what he does when he's out and about. He's got a little Yaesu rig there. And then he's also got his antennas set up here for portable. Get those pulled up. Come on, there we go. And then okay, so that was Kilo Echo 4 Whiskey November India. And it looks like we're on our last photo now. This is oh no, we already did this one. This is the same picture that we had from Paul previously. All right, I think we're done for now.
Well, all right. That was great. You did a great job there, and
Well, thanks for everybody for sticking in while this is obviously a different way of doing it, and we'll still try to keep looking at ways we might be able to do this better for everybody. But it's always nice to do this show your shack, and it's always kind of fun when we can, mess around a little bit and make stuff up. So.
Yeah, and there was some great equipment listed there that I'd never heard of before during this show. You guys did a great job there listing it there. Someone asked about, can we use QRZ photos? Sure, but hey, post, to get them to us, to get them on the show, post them on our Facebook group and give us a little description, your name, your call, where you are, and a description of the equipment. And post them, and we'll try to pull them off. And every, a few weeks or so, we'll do a shack picture thing.
Right. We could even think about maybe, Tom, if we plan for, once a month, for example, we could plan to do shack pictures and set up reminders to send them all in, and then people emailed them to me directly, and I can get it put together. And that's one less thing for you to have to do.
You're looking at a lot of work if you want them to email it to you, but that's up to you. If you think you can, organize them and
Yeah, I could throw them into a PowerPoint almost with information, and then if they don't send enough, or if I need more info, then I'll have a little bit of time and I can kind of set it up with a deadline. Like if you don't get it in, it's just not showing up that week or that month.
Right.
Then maybe we'll try that. You guys in the chat room, let us know if you think that might be a good idea or a better way to handle it. So we're flexible.
That's fine. And I like the shack pictures. It's kind of neat getting everybody, different various viewers on here and seeing what they've got. And
for sure.
It's really cool. Well, thank you so much for doing shack pictures tonight.
Well, you're very welcome. Thank you.
And thank you to Dwayne back there. Is he operating, or does he always operate?
What's he doing here on the air? Oh, he's playing on FT8 on 160 meters.
I got on FT8 last month, and it's interesting. I'm not sure it's funny, but it's really the first digital I've ever done in like 50-something years. But anyway, that's cool. All right. Well, thank you so much. And Katie, you're welcome to leave any time or stay with us. Next, we're going to be bringing in.
Tonight.
Next, we're going to be talking about the Stone Mountain Ham Fest coming up. And guys, I put a little thing out there on Facebook. We're going to talk, if we have time, and I'm going to try to make time tonight. We're going to talk about using trees for antennas. Now, I'm not talking about hanging a rope in a tree or a wire in a tree. I'm talking about using the tree for an antenna. I've been studying this. There's been a lot of studies and tests being done with this, both by the military and by private organizations. And there's a lot of data out there where they've compared it and actually made contacts using trees as an antenna. So we're going to talk a little about this tonight, what it can do and what they found out about it. And then we're going to try in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to try to load up a tree out there various different ways, and we're going to try to make some contacts with a tree. And Katie, I see you talking, but I don't hear you. Are you?
Oh, sorry, I was reading to Dwayne off the.
Oh, that's fine. I thought maybe you were commenting there. So, have you ever heard of that, Katie, using a tree for an antenna?
Yeah, and Dwayne said you should save that story till April, the April 1st show.
Well, maybe April 1st, right? But really, it's a real story. I've got real statistics to back it up, real test results, and I don't think it's going to be real effective. But some of the test results, it actually beat a steel whip antenna on military gear. On vehicles and stuff. So we'll play with that. So let's do this. Let's take a quick break here for a second, and when we come back, we will talk with Mike Smith about the Stone Mountain Ham Fest. So we'll be back in just a second here, guys. Heard it, worked it, logged it. It's time to get the transceiver that's best suited for your lifestyle. ICOM offers a variety of high-performance and innovative products. Make the most out of contesting with one of these ICOMs today. The IC7610 is the SDR every ham wants. This high-performance SDR has the ability to pick out the faintest of signals even in the presence of stronger adjacent signals. The ICOM 7610 is a direct sampling software-defined radio that will change the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. It has 110 dB RMDR, independent dual receivers, and dual digit select, changing the way entry-level HF is designed. The IC7300 is a high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design that will far exceed your expectations. It has RF direct sampling, 15 discrete bandpass filters, a 4.3-inch color touchscreen, real-time spectrum scope, and an SD memory card slot. The IC7851 allows you to keep your competitive contesting edge with faster processors, higher input gain, higher display resolution, and a cleaner signal. ICOM's IC7851 is a pinnacle of HF perfection. It has dual receivers, digital IF filters, memory keyer, digital voice recorder, high-resolution spectrum waterfall, enhanced PC connectivity, and an SD memory card slot. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on ICOM radios.
LDG Electronics provides state-of-the-art antenna tuners for every amateur need. From QRP to QRO, fixed stations, portable and remote, an LDG tuner will match your radio to your antenna using our lightning-fast, proprietary tuning algorithms. LDG is a family-owned and operated company dedicated to bringing innovative, quality products to the amateur market. All LDG products carry a full 2-year warranty that is fully transferable. Support is only a phone call or email away. We're always here to help you. Visit us on the web at ldgelectronics.com.
Okay, and I am back. Let's see if I can get myself in this picture here. Let's see how this is going to work. Let me see if I can get in between here.
Hey, there he
Let's
is.
see how this will work. Yeah, that kind of works, doesn't it? Hey, okay. Hey, well, I don't really want to do that. Hey, I want to introduce to you guys Mike Smith, KK4KHS, and he's going to be presenting and talking to us about Stone Mountain, Georgia Hamfest tonight. That's coming up here real soon. Let me get a different picture on here. There we go. The Stone Mountain's coming up soon. Well, I thought I loaded a picture. I did load a picture. Here's their website. It's just, if you just do a search for Stone Mountain, you'll easily find their website. It's going to be November 2nd and 3rd, so it's coming up here in a few weeks. So it's a great time to talk about it right now. If you haven't decided yet to go, you need to start getting your stuff together. How you doing there, Mike? How you doing, man?
Well, we're great. We finally got some rain today after 6 weeks there, Tom. You know, looking at the Ham Shack pictures that y'all just showed, we have over 400 tailgate spaces that we're located at one of the largest fairgrounds in Georgia. It's over in Lawrenceville, just outside of Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
And you know, the Boneyard's always been a fun place for me to go to, and then, you know, it's kind of like Orlando and Dayton. We've got different buildings at the fairground. We have a flea market building where we've got almost 100 tables in that room, and it's climate controlled.
Yeah.
So then we have a large exhibit hall that's separate from those areas, but in, you know, very, very easy walking distance.
Yeah, and I've got a bunch of pictures you sent me. They're not in any specific order, but I just want people to see how neat this thing looks. You were talking about the outside boneyard.
That's the boneyard. Yeah,
that's pretty good out there. And let's see. And if you told me that you've got some coverings. If it rained, these guys can move under the covers.
Well, you know, it's a huge fairground, and they have livestock shows out there. So we've made arrangements. Of course, they've had their last livestock show, and it's all been cleaned out.
Yeah. But
if we do have bad weather, we have large areas that are covered, and so you know, you think livestock area, you're thinking sawdust and other things on the ground, but it's all been cleaned out. But Yeah, we're ready for any weather. And bear in mind, it's the first weekend in November in Georgia. You can get any kind of weather, and we've had every kind of weather. But this year, it's going to be great weather. It's always great weather for Hamfest. So.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little more about the facility there. I got a few pictures. I think I've got a map of your facilities here. Let's just start right here. Tell us what we've got here.
Well, we've got just a lot of parking for the general visitors. At the top there, you see that, and at the bottom, you see where it says paved parking. That's where we have over 75 RV hookups for people who happen to be traveling. That they have water and electricity available. Of course, our vendors that come in RVs, they park a lot closer to the building. But building A is where we have our flea market area, where people rent tables and have things, radio-related stuff there. We've got we have a lot of silent key tables out there where you can get some great deals. Now, in Building B, that's our main exhibit hall. The manufacturers that we're going to have there are going to be ICOM, Kenwood, Step IR is coming, and they're revealing a new product. They wouldn't tell me what it was, so we're excited to see what that cool showcase is going to be. RT Systems, ABR Industries with their coaxes will be there, and Illuma Tower will also be in there. Also in Building B, Tom, we've got our retailers, our major retailers, HRO, Tower Electronics, the Sign Man, the Wireman, Ham World, TN07, are all going to be in that area. So a lot of exhibits. But let me tell you what's exciting. Okay.
All right.
Today, the Georgia Aries Group decided to take on a new task. You come to a Hamfest where you have forums. Now, we've got 2 classrooms with over 20 forums going on. We've got 2 tracks of education. One would just be for, like, I'm a new ham, what do I do now? Help me out, okay? So that whole track of forums for those 2 days are going to be geared towards a person who has recently got their license or recently got back into the hobby and they need some assistance. So all those forums are going to be geared towards them. Now, the other classroom that we have for those 2 days, those forums are going to be solely emergency communication topics. So I would encourage you to go and to our forums page on our website and look at some of those classes that we're going to have. But what the Georgia Areas said that they would do for us is, all the Areas groups are getting into skills, making sure that their ham radio operators have the skills needed to provide the help that Aries does in emergency communication. So we're going to have some areas set up where Elmers will be teaching hands-on tasks and skills, like simple things, how to put a PL259 on a piece of coax. I'm a retired nurse. I had no clue how to solder until I got into this hobby. Mm-hmm. Okay, using Anderson power poles and how to connect them properly. Things like that will be going on in that skills area, and that's going to be in the main exhibit hall. We have a large youth shack area. We've got many clubs for youth here in the Atlanta area at the middle schools, and they're going to be there on site Saturday. So we're excited about that. And I know I seem to be rambling here, but there's just so much to do at the Stone Mountain Hamfest. It's hard to cover in just a few minutes.
Well, let's do this. Let's look through some pictures. I guess these are probably last year. And you just kind of describe what they are, and that will also help us to, have some talking points about certain things. So I'm going to run through some pictures here, and let's just talk a little about them. You can tell us what we're looking at here.
Okay, this is in the main exhibit hall building, right near where HRO and MFJ usually set up. I'm the wireman. Um, it's that is in the main exhibit halls.
All right.
Of course, Tower Electronics. I think those guys go everywhere, and
Yeah.
they've been one of our retailers for many, many, many years.
Yeah. Katie may know some of these people here. I don't know.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, there's my guys.
I always
right.
kid Mark when I go in that he's one of the few people in the store here in Atlanta that has hair.
Yeah.
There's Mark and James. I can't tell
Yeah.
who's next to him.
And Kaz, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right. And good old MFJ, they make many Hamfest a year.
Yeah.
They do, and then a lot of retailers sell the MFJ products. So, I've got several of them sitting back here behind my desk.
It's been said there's probably not many ham shacks around the world, or particularly the United States, that don't have at least one product from MFJ in it. That's amazing.
Yep.
All right. Not sure what's going on here.
That's part of our youth shack. As you can see, these are some young kids. These are not high schoolers or college. So, and we actually teach them how to solder. They do some kit building, and usually they walk away with something in their pocket. Something to take home, take back to school, to show their friends what they've made at Hamfest.
Uh-huh.
That's a really great idea, because anytime you can have the kids or even adults do something hands-on, it sticks with you so much longer than, say, not that there's anything wrong with sitting in a forum, but having a chance to actually do something and having that kind of interaction with kids, I think always, you just see them light up, and it's like that connection happens.
Well, Katie, let me tell you, last year on Sunday afternoon, we had a 12-year-old boy get his extra.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was excited. So.
I bet. Jeez.
But we have a good time over here, and we would like for people who've never been, give us a chance. Come on out and check out Stone Mountain Ham Fest. If you're east or north of Atlanta, you don't have to go through Atlanta. If you're south of Atlanta, you don't have to go through Atlanta. So, but I'm sorry, if you're coming from Alabama, there's no way.
Oh boy.
Without going
Okay.
through Atlanta.
All right, what do we got here?
That's RT Systems. That's in our main exhibit hall, and they're going to be back this year again. I don't know about you, Tom, but some of these handy talkies, I have to have a little software help
Absolutely.
with mine, getting them programmed, and it sure does come in handy when you buy a second one, maybe one for your car and one for your shack, and you just clone it. But you notice the gentleman there with the coat. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had a little bit of sleet and snow on the weekend of November 1st, so you never know.
It
But
looks like
but
Rod's
look,
got a
you're
slider
still
on
you're
behind.
inside. You're still inside, so that's great, man. Yeah.
Okay, and that's our what I call the club table for the Gwinnett Amateur Radio Society.
Cars.
GARS, absolutely, and
Yay.
they've won many awards. I'm also in that club, and I have to share this with y'all. Our Hamfest has grown so big that only one club, the Alfred Memorial Radio Club, Stone Mountain, we can't do it all ourselves. So GARS steps up, helps us. Their people sign up. They work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we're a big community here, and we work so well together. So I really appreciate those the GARS people, John Davis and his crew, and Norm and Ralph, just great friends of mine, and just a super club.
They are indeed. We got stranded in Atlanta one time. We were traveling, and this is some years back, and we got hit with a few bad situations with weather and equipment failure, and then a blizzard happened up here, so we just couldn't get back, and so we got stranded in Atlanta, and we called our friend Scott Hartledge, and we're like, hey, any chance your hotel is open tonight? We need a place to stay. And he's like, yeah, but I got a GARS meeting if you guys want to come along. We're like, sure. So we went off to the GARS meeting that night and visited, and we actually knew quite a few of the hams down there, and Dwayne had visited from there many times, and I know Dave quite well with his mentoring and working with the VEs, and it's just a really great club. They do a lot of super things, and they're just good hams and good people, and it's always nice to visit the clubs down south.
Yeah, Dave's good people. He helps. He's in charge of the VE testing out there at Hamfest, and like I said, he's running both VE testing for 2 days.
Wow.
So we're just we run a lot of testing there, and Dave's crew and Frank's crew, they're excellent folks. Yeah, that's the main exhibit hall there.
Wow.
That's just about half of the main exhibit hall.
That's really a lot bigger than I realized.
Maybe that's the turnaround and do the other half. Okay.
Might be. We've got a lot of space there for sure.
Yeah.
The hallways, we try to keep it's a pretty wide area there, but as you can see, it's very, very similar to a lot of the other Hamfests that you may go to.
I know we talked about it earlier, but throw it in the middle here. The dates again for the Hamfest?
It's always the first full weekend in November. So what that means this year, it's going to be November the 2nd and 3rd.
Great.
And, we're, like I said, we are the state ARRL convention. And, ARRL supports us wonderfully. Greg and Dave will be there. So, I like to just invite everybody to come out and enjoy it. We're doing over $4,000 in prizes this year.
Wow.
So the forums. Let's see. There was one other thing. We've got a lot of new. The east side of Atlanta just tends to grow and grow and grow, and we've got close restaurants. We've got food trucks on site. Actually, I think I've got 3 different food vendors that will be there this year. If you're coming from out of town, we've got special pricing from the Hampton right down the street there. Now, if your wife doesn't want to come to the Hamfest, we're very close to some of the big malls up here in Atlanta. So, they can drop you off and go spend money, but there's a lot to do here, a lot to do at the Hamfest and Stone Mountain. We just have a good time with it.
That sounds great. Well, and that's good too. So anybody who's generally in the area, they got a couple weeks to make a plan to drive on over to it. And it looks, I mean, it's a lot bigger than I ever realized, and didn't realize you had, I knew that HRO was there. Didn't realize all the, the manufacturers, major manufacturers there, and the flea market was so big too. So that definitely looks like a great way to spend a weekend down in Georgia.
Yeah, I like. They've really got it set up really neat with the alternating curtains there. Look, it's
that's huge. I mean, that does look really big.
It is. Well, it's probably the second largest fairground in Georgia.
Right. Wow. Okay. Super. Stone Mountain Hamfest, everybody.
Yep.
Gotta go.
That's a good picture. The guy was sitting there in his gloves and cap.
Which one's right there? Yeah.
Yeah. In the yellow jacket.
Yeah.
It
that looks like what we wear up here in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So there's just a few pictures together there.
Yep. Now, I don't know if you know, Ruth Willett got, she's getting her award last year. That was at Hamfest. She has really been a great spokesman for the hobby.
Yes.
And she's a member of GARS and also of our club over here, and just a good family. So the Lees are going to be there and doing some forums this year and having a booth. We're looking forward to seeing them. That's Greg and Frank and Dave, and just great bunch of people here.
Now, we talked a minute ago. I think I got some of these out of order. Let's see. You had a Go Box competition, I think.
Yeah, this will be our 5th year that we've done our Go Box competition. Okay, and what we do is people will bring their Go Boxes in, and we'll have them set up, and folks can come through and look at them and ask questions to the builders. We do that for 2 days, and then we offer a monetary prize for the winners on Sunday, and they're judged very strictly. We want to know, how easy is this going to be operated if you're not the person who owns it and you're maybe at a shelter or something. So emergency communications has been the theme at our Hamfest for quite some time. So we're excited about bringing in 2 themes this year.
Yeah. That's
James, and he's talking about one of the events there that he may have been deployed to. He does some great instructional videos on YouTube, and his girls will be there doing a couple of our forums also this year.
Back to some more Go Box, Go Kits.
Yeah, that's a real nice one there, and that's a good friend of mine, WR1TR. Great call sign. He's a writer. If you look at that call sign.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Bill's good people, and he'll be helping us out there. And of course, there's a Elecraft, I believe. All different sizes, and a lot of them have HF and a combination of UHF, VHF. There's Michael Corey. He came down and did some talks for us a couple of years ago. So that one is a little bit older. You can see a wide variety of the Go Boxes and antennas and such there in the back.
Yeah. I guess you have a lot of forums.
We have over 20 forums for the weekend. Actually, I think we've got 24, but we have 2 separate forum classrooms, and they're both. Well, see, that's one, and the new one that we're adding this year has about the same capacity. So they're inside and well lit, good screens, sound. We do record those. We don't have those out on a website or anything like that yet, but we're getting there. So there's a lot to do, and that's another one of our vendors. So they have big wide booths.
It looks
power
wide.
And they get fed. We feed them usually pizza on Friday night and breakfast and lunch both Saturday and Sunday.
Well, that's cool. Let's see. I'm just amazed at the space, the wide open aisles you've got there.
Well, a lot of hams are getting older, Tom, and they may have a chair or a power chair or a scooter or something. And I like a place that has good wide aisles because that helps people move around.
There's your heavy metal, man, teletype.
Yep. Nick and Steve do the heavy metal. They've got a lot of the old equipment, and Nick has rebuilt some stuff that he has found at boneyards, and all that works. What the kids like to do with the teletype there is Steve has set it up to where he can actually text using a teletype machine. One of the kids, when they come up and want to know what that machine is, and then they can return the text from their cell phone, and it will come out on the teletype machine. So cool. That kind of bring some of the old and new technology together.
Yeah.
That's one of our prizes last year, and I was giving that to the gentleman that won it, and he was very happy.
Yeah, what do we got there? That's a 5100, ID 5100 here.
I believe so. It's kind of difficult for me to read from, but
Now back outside very quickly. You've got a lot of people. How many spaces do you have outside?
we have over 400 spaces in the boneyard.
Wow.
And those are 10 feet wide, and they're a lot further deep than 10 feet.
Yeah.
And they're pretty cheap. They're only $10. So you know, we do have people. We've got people who want their same spot every year. And I had a guy last year that I said, you know, you need to be over here. And he says, no, my granddad had this spot years ago, and this is where my dad was, and this is our lucky family spot. So
yeah,
you got to get there early.
So what's the temperature there in November outside? I'm sure you're wearing coats, but it looks comfortable. I mean, it wasn't raining or anything.
Well, it'll start out pretty cold in the morning, no matter what the weather's going to be. But as soon as the sun comes up, it'll get up into the 50s and low 60s. So it's comfortable walking outside weather. Sweater, jacket weather. I guess for Katie, it would just be sweater weather.
Yeah,
that's a good picture there.
Short sleeve shirt and flip flops for me.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah. So. Yeah, I was going to say, if you don't have like 8 feet of snow out there in the ground and people shoveling it, it's not for Katie, right?
Yeah. Hey, even if you're shoveling, I'm still in flip flops some days.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. All right. So that's a good picture right there. You know, they look like there's plenty of business going on. People are looking around and having a good time outside.
Good.
Well, you know, one of the fun things we do is we have golf cart shuttles for people who buy very, very large, heavy items to help them get that to their car. Because there's just no way, Tom, a guy our age can pick up some of those Antron amplifiers and some of those rigs. They're a lot lighter nowadays. So
yeah.
real closely with our customers, our attendees, and our vendors.
Well, you saw in one of those pictures that teletype machine there. That was a KSR. They make a Model 28 ASR, which is about 2.5 times wider than the one you saw in that picture. I sold one up at Dayton 30 years ago. I carried it up there and sold it. A guy bought it and he took it home on a bus. They rolled, they rolled it out there and opened the door on a bus and they stuck it in a bus. Man, it was something.
If you know anyone that wants one, a friend of mine has a couple of those. And so shoot me an email and I'll put you to our Hamfest co-chairman, Steve Garrison, N4TTY, has several big green machines.
Well, that's cool. And you know, Mike, when I was in the Air Force, I went to a 1-year school and I became a teletype repairman. So I can actually tear those things. I used to could tear them apart, and new clutches, new gears, and all that stuff. Pull the main shafts out. I probably couldn't do that now, but I used to do a lot of ham radio, really back in the early days. But now you do it on your computer, and you don't have to have those greasy old clunkers.
Well, I'll tell you one last thing I did want to share. People can buy tickets online right now. We have some early bird special prizes. So we've got we put everybody's ticket in a hat who buys their tickets online early, and we give away prizes. We have a random drawing just for the people who bought their tickets early. So online they're only $8 right now. The day of the Hamfest they'll be $10. And you can buy more tickets for the raffles, but the early bird special, they'll be, if they go ahead and buy their tickets online, we'll have their tickets at the will call, but they'll be registered to be in that early bird drawing for different prizes. I know one of the prizes is a signal link, and everybody can always use an extra signal link.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, hey, Mike, it's been very interesting night to hear about Stone Mountain. I've never been there. I hope to go this year, but we're not going to be able to. Maybe next year we'll make it up there. And,
I hope so. I'll have a place over there in North Carolina, and between Memphis and North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, we'll do that. We've winterized the house already, so didn't want to unwinterize it, and we winterize it. So anyway, we'll maybe try to plan that next year. But hey, it's looking good. Thank you so much for talking to us about Stone Mountain.
All right. Well, thank you, Katie, Tom, and we are going to have someone who can do some live streaming during the Hamfest, and we can talk about that later.
All right. Is it going to be similar to what I offered to work with you guys, or you going to do something? Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, let me just make this just a statement here. It may not be totally accurate, but we're going to try to stream the Stone Mountain Hamfest on W5KB.com. So I'm guessing maybe most of the day on Saturday or something. So, maybe you'll see some interviews, different deals going on. No telling what you'll see, but it's going to be just like we were there.
Well, one of our members has approached me, because I threw this out at our meeting the other night, and the whole idea, and he says, "Hey, I know how to do that. I've got the cameras.
Yep.
We can do this. And I said, well, we'll just work with Tom and be able to do that this year. So save you a trip."
Yep. Okay. Well, thank you so much, man. Enjoyed it.
All
we'll talk more. You've got my phone number. Let's talk more about how we're going to do this thing.
That'll work fine. Thank you for your time and helping us promote the Stone Mountain Hamfest.
You're welcome. Okay, Mike. Hey, Mike, you're welcome to stick around or leave, whatever. I'm going to talk about using a tree for an antenna here in a minute. I know it's late over there.
My dog's been clawing on my leg here. I think he might need to go out.
Okay, I understand. Okay, well, I'll say 73 to you. Thank you so much. Hey, by the way, this is recorded. Your people down here in Stone Mountain area, Georgia, they can look at this video anytime. It's on our website.
All right. Well, good evening.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Well, that's better. Okay, that's better right there. All right. Well, Katie, what do you think about Stone Mountain, Katie? That looks like a pretty good.
It sounds great.
Hamfest.
I wish it was closer. I would totally go.
Yeah.
I always heard little snippets about it, but I didn't realize it was as big as it is, and definitely looks like something worth going to. And,
yeah.
$10, that's a good deal to get into.
It kind of reminds me of Huntsville a little bit, the inside building. The floors look so clean, and you could tell it was air conditioned, and they had all the curtains set up. It looked really good there,
It did. It looked really nice. And Stone Mountain area is a nice place to visit. So you can, do a little vacationing and get some hamfesting in. So looks like it'll be a good weekend.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, Katie, you're welcome to stay. You're welcome to leave, whatever. Dwayne may not had dinner yet, but
oh no, we ate early. We're not like you where we have dinner after the show. I have to eat first, otherwise I'll get hangry.
Oh, okay. Well, very good. Hey, we're so glad to have you back tonight, man. Hopefully we'll see you next week.
I certainly hope so.
Hey,
too.
just a couple quick announcements. I think Riley may be with us. Riley Hollingsworth may be with us next week. He's retired from the FCC to talk about the volunteer monitoring program. We tried having Riley on last week, and his internet or his computer crapped out. I guess that's the word he used, and it didn't work. So we're going to try it again, maybe in a week or so. Hey, Jason, is on here with us a lot. He's got Ham Radio 2.0 YouTube series. He's going to be next week in Costa Rica at a DXpedition in Costa Rica, and we're going to bring that into you live on the show Tuesday night, live from the Costa Rica DXpedition. We'll be doing that. Pat Schouten, K7NLP, is back with us. He does our VHF and above segments, and he's wanting to do another segment. I hope I
always learn a lot whenever he's on.
I hope we can work all this in next week. Seems like your show is just kind of overloaded already for next week. But I want to talk to you a little bit about, we're not going to get any technical or any real major things, but I want to talk to you about just two things real quick. First of all, you guys know I've been working on various loops, the magnetic loops, and I built 3 different mag loops in the last 3 weeks for the show. One was using coax for the circle. One was using copper pipe, and it was a square 5 by 5 by 5 by 5. And then this one uses looks like 3/4 inch hardline aluminum jacket hardline. And I was having some problems with it. If you remember seeing the videos, when you peak and tune this antenna for resonance, which it tunes very sharply and nice, you can see the noise level go up high on your receiver, and that tells you that you've got it peaked for that frequency. But I was not hearing any signals under that noise level. I've talked to Martin, and he thinks maybe I got some interference or something here. I don't know. I cut the power off. I'm trying to see if I've got any interference that's just wiping this thing out. I probably will go down to Walter's house maybe tomorrow, and we'll try it at his location to see if we have the same issue. But just a couple things. So let's see if I can find it here. So Martin was telling me about the capacitor, and I understand that on the capacitor, if you use the rotor part that's on the bearing, that's really a no-no, because it becomes a very high impedance point and it causes problems. So I had Martin send me another capacitor. This is a butterfly capacitor, and I put it on the loop. And the butterfly capacitor is like a little butterfly plate that will tune between this upper capacitor and lower capacitor, and you're not using the pivot point or the rotation point at all. It's not in the circuit at all, so you have no loss. So I tried this. I put this on our magnetic loop, and I also replaced the braided coax with solid wire. Martin said the solid wire will do a lot better here, so we replaced that. So you can see I just remounted the capacitor and put it on. It's motor driven, but again, we've got it resonates. The received noise comes up when you get it tuned, and the SWR will go to 1-to-1 on this thing, but the signals, I'm just not hearing the signals in that noise once it's peaked. So we're gonna continue to play with this a little bit, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this right here, guys. This is an article from 1912. I can't see the screen too good. Somewhere like that. People have been studying using the trees for probably over 100 years. Both private companies have experimented with this and researched it, and also the military, the U.S. military has. So I got interested here. Here's a picture, and if you look at that, they've just got some spikes in a tree. Now you might say, well, the coax is what's radiating, or that piece of wire is what's radiating. Well, in all their tests, they used they ran 2 tests. They ran the test with it not connected to the tree, the same amount of coax, the same wire, and then they ran the test on the tree, so they would get a good comparison there. So I've got some documentation I pulled up. Here's some from the U.S. military, I think, where they had done some tests on this, and they use a it's called a HEMAC. So that is a hybrid electromagnetic antenna coupler, is what they use to couple it to the tree with. They didn't just put a spike in. They actually ran a coil around the tree, kind of like a toroid, with windings on it, and that went around the tree. So, but you can see there they're talking about the HEMAC there. I don't know if you can read that, but it says they talk about the HEMAC toroid, and I did a little study on that to see what it was. And there's kind of a drawing out of one of their manuals where it's basically a coil that fits around the tree. This is not a spike in a tree. Although we're going to try both. We're going to try the coil around a tree, and we're going to try a long spike into a tree. And we're going to try to make some contacts with it. So what we're going to do, we're going to build us a HEMAC that will go around the tree out there, and then we will load that up with a auto antenna tuner, and we'll run some tests with it on the tree. And then you might say, well, that thing's going to radiate even if it's not on a tree. That's true. So we're going to take it off the tree and set it to the side, and we'll get some signal reports, and we'll see how it loads and how it functions. Then we'll put it on the tree and do the same test. Now, the Army had found that, let's see if I can find it here. They did most of their testing in the jungle down in Central America. And what they did, they used trees for transmitting and receiving, and they used the whip antennas on the military vehicles, and they did that comparison with them. So here is a picture of the whip. Here's a picture, a graph with the whip and with the tree, and they plotted it out right here. So approximate distance in feet. There's the signal strength. If you look at that, the tree actually had a little bit higher signal strength than the whip antenna did right there. So that was an interesting find that they did right there. There's some more graphs here that where they show the whip that they graphed out the signal, the mileage that it was covering, and the dB signal strength of it. The dotted lines are theoretical, but the next one up is using a whip to a whip. In other words, like I have to look it up, but maybe a 16-foot whip on each end. So they compared the whip to the whip, and they compared tree to the whip, a whip to the trees, and a tree to the tree. And if you look at that tree to the tree up here, you can see it actually had a better, looks like signal to noise level, a higher dB rating there. And air mileage wise, they were able to receive it at the same distances there. So this is kind of interesting that they've experimented with this, they've tested this. It says right here, the trees were found to outperform the whip in some cases by up to 20 dB. So look at here, your tree was 20 dB stronger than the whip. Now, I'm not suggesting that the tree is what everybody should run off and go to. I don't think it's going to work that well for you. It's probably not that great of an antenna, to tell you the truth. But it's we like to kind of do strange things on the show here, and try out different things. And I saw this and I thought, hey, this will be easy to test. So we're going to run some tests and play with it, and we're going to see what happens here. And I've already seen in the chat room some of the other people have already actually started studying this after we posted it, and they're looking at some of the written documentation that we found. So anyway, that's kind of the deal on the tree for the antenna. And let's see, I'm going to go back right here. And hey, I try to shoot for about 9:30 to for the show to end. We're at 9:26, so we're very close tonight. I think we did really good.
We did it.
We did real good there. Look at Katie; she's still awake.
I'm still awake.
Yeah, still awake. I'm awake, but I need a snack. I think about a peanut butter sandwich, maybe popcorn tonight. I might have it.
There you go.
And I think I've got half of a live PD to watch that I didn't get to watch last night. We recorded, but
Oh, we were watching Star Trek while we're eating dinner, so we got to go back and go finish that episode.
All right. Well, I'm going to say good night to everybody. And Katie, good night. Good to see you again. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
I think we had some great topics tonight. And
it was fun tonight.
Yeah, I think the show's going to be loaded down next week. I don't know if we're going to be able to cover all those things or not. We may, schedule out, 2 weeks out. Sure. But we'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
73 to everybody. 73 to everybody. And we'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
All right. Well, all right. So we got some first timers in here. We've got David in here. David N8SGZ, first timer in here. He may have checked in the net tonight. I don't have my net thing, but that call sounds familiar there. Well, very good. And thanks for David. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hey guys, remember our 40-meter net next week, and we'd love to do a 20-meter net or a 75-meter net. If I could find somebody that would want to, be a part of our show here and call a net, maybe on 20 meters or 75 meters, that'd be great. It'd be a great help. I've been doing the 40-meter net, but even if somebody wants to do the 40-meter net, they could help with that too. So our net's been going, I think, I need to look back in the log, but over a year now, and it's doing pretty good. We get about 25 to 35 check-ins per night on our Roundtable net. We do have a DMR over there. Our Amateur Radio Roundtable DMR talk group is 31693, and it's actually on over there right now. I don't think anybody's using it. We need to figure out how to get some activity on there. So if somebody would like to call a D-Star net, feel free, and you guys use that talk group anytime you want to. I'd like to get some activity going on it. That talk group is 31693, and that's for Amateur Radio Roundtable. So thank you again, everybody, for showing up tonight and being with us, and we'll see you next week. Join our Facebook group. If you haven't joined Facebook, it's just W5KUB, Ham Radio Facebook group, 8,000 hams in it. It's not a personal Facebook group. You don't have to worry about personal stuff. It's a ham radio group. We don't post personal stuff on there. We don't post political stuff on there. And just join it if you want to, and would be glad to have you there. W5KUB. I think that's all the announcements I've got. We didn't have a chance to open the phone lines tonight. We have phone numbers. We have phone numbers in 65 countries for people to call into the show. I noticed Tony from Australia is in the chat room, or he was tonight. And it was funny. A couple weeks ago, I said we had Martin Q was with us. I said let's see if we can get somebody from Australia to call us. And just like that, Tony called us from Australia, and it was kind of cool. 73, everybody. We enjoyed it. Don't forget, Amateur Radio Roundtable every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Put a sticker on your computer, 8 o'clock Central Time. So put a sticker on your computer so you can remember that. I need to make 1,000 cycle tone, wee. But I guess we'll go modern here. 73 to everybody.